This is my 7th install of these crochet braids and they're still going strong. Hey y'all, I'm Quana. I just wanted to share with y'all this hair today. I've been wearing this hair since January of 2024, taking it out, washing my hair, reinstalling it over and over again, and they're still going strong. I just reinstalled these again about a week ago, so I just figured I would go ahead and share like my crochet braid maintenance routine with you. This hair was kind of expensive, so I was even hesitant to buy it, which is why I wanted to do this video today, just to say, even though it's expensive, to me it's well worth the money because I've been able to wear it so many times. Yeah, this is from Eon Hair. This is human hair. The curls are, and then I think the braids are synthetic. So I'll leave all the hair information in the description below, but let's get into how I've maintained this hair. Alright y'all, I don't do this for every single time that I install these braids. I do it every couple of wears because the hair gets a lot of buildup on it. So I'm going to wash the hair today. I'm using the Sacred clarifying shampoo just to help remove all the buildup that's trapped inside the braids, because you can see it really at the root of all of the braids. I was trying to show you here. I know it's kind of hard to see, but there was like a lot of crusty dusty pieces on there, so I'm just doing this to help get rid of that. I'm using some warm water, and then again I just squirted a little bit of the Sacred clarifying shampoo in there, and then I'm just going to put the hair in. I'm not going to be too rough with the hair because I don't want it to tangle or get matted, so I'm kind of just putting it in there and moving it around, and then I'm going to let it sit in this shampoo and warm water for about 20 to 30 minutes. And again, I'm pretty much just like letting it sit in here. I am going to move it around just to make sure that all of the strands are like getting the shampoo mixture on it, but I'm not really doing anything else besides that. And then after about 20-30 minutes, you can see how dirty the water is, and so I just was like picking them up to test them out to make sure that the buildup was gone, and literally without even doing anything, it just like comes right off. So very easy. After I've let them sit, I'm going to go ahead and rinse that water out, and then I am going to just put some cold water back into this bucket and rinse it a couple of times just to make sure that anything that's left in there gets out. This is how the hair looks right after it's washed. It still felt really soft and moisturized, so I didn't condition it or anything. I just moved right into detangling. I'm not gonna lie, this part of the process is kind of tedious. Like, it actually took me a good while to get all of these detangled and cleaned up. I guess it's not necessary to do it in the way that I did, but I just wanted to take like 1 to 3 strands at a time just to make sure that they were all cleaned up and just really well detangled. There are some pieces that you'll see in a minute that are like sticking out of the braids for a few of them, so I also wanted to just go in and like trim up those pieces so that when I reinstalled them, they were like as smooth as possible and they looked new. So they were very easy to detangle though, like literally just brushing them and they just came right out. You'll see here, like each of these braids, there's obviously the curls on the ends, but then there's also the little boho pieces that stick out towards the top of the braids. So that is really why I went through and only did like 1 to 3 strands at a time, because if you just go through like yanking at this with a brush, you're going to rip the hair out, and then you're going to have like thin braids with no curls, which I didn't want. So yeah, this is really easy, but it can be kind of time consuming, but it's still not bad since I've only done this twice since I've had these braids. But yeah, I'm taking these little baby scissors that you would use for like eyebrow grooming, and that's what I'm using to go in and trim off all of the little excess pieces that are sticking out of the braids. This isn't super necessary, but again, like I said, I can tell when they're sticking out, and I just wanted my reinstall to be like super clean, and I want these to look fresh and new every time that I do it. So this just really helps to keep that fresh look. I didn't want to blow dry these or anything, so after I finished each of the strands, I just put them on a wet t-shirt and laid them out flat to air dry for about a day. And this is how the braids were looking after they were all cleaned up, and I just kept adding them there. After doing all of that detangling and washing, this was all the hair that I lost plus what's in my brush, which still wasn't a significant amount of hair. So I feel like the hair is pretty strong, and it's honestly very thick, so even after losing all this, I didn't feel like it looked any different when I reinstalled it. This clip of the hair is from like June or July of 2024, but I just wanted to show you how I keep the braids fresh on a daily basis. And then using my Pattern Beauty Strong Cold Gel And the cream, this is the styling cream. I usually just take like this much for each half. Just rub that through. If I need to detangle, I'll do that. And then I'll take just a little of that gel. This is if I want it to be more defined, to stay in place. And then I'll just spritz it again. And brush it through. Maybe add a little bit more gel to the ends. And then scrunch. And then that's the difference in the side that has the product versus the side that doesn't. And I just do that every day. This is with both sides with product. So easy. Just keep it clean, keep it detangled, and be gentle. Bye.